Welcome, Scorpio and Scorpio cross watchers, to your monthly love reading for January 2023. Um, so I hope everyone had a safe and healthy, sorry, a safe and healthy New Year's. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry, just focusing on the cards. I do want to let you know, if you have been subscribed for a while, you might see me shuffling on camera a bit more. I did that for the minis the other day, and or last week really. I really enjoyed it. So it definitely feels like you and your person are in really different energy. They're a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie. So of course, as always, please take this as it resonates, and always use your intuition when making decisions about your life, because this is a general reading. And cross watchers, you're welcome to put the rolls if that resonates better with you. One final note, Scorpio, I am opening up private readings again, so I will leave my email below in the description box, and you can shoot me an email there if you're interested. So, with all of that said, here we go. Scorpio, you have a couple of fives on your end. You have the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. So I actually feel like it just kind of feels like your energy is pretty conflicted right now. I kind of feel like you are, you're obviously mourning the loss of something. Oops. With the Five of Cups, I feel like you really are in mourning right now. And now, of course, that could be a friendship, a relationship, but it definitely feels like you have, it's that energy of, it was a necessary loss. I feel like it's not something that you regret losing necessarily, but it's still painful nonetheless. And it does feel pretty fresh. I'm going to be straight with you. It feels like you, it could have been you that kicked those cups over and let everything spill out. It could have just been that, like, the wind came along and you let them go. It does feel like it seems to have unraveled in a way that you didn't quite intend. I want to say, like, yes, the situation, like the end result was what you wanted, but it seems to have happened in a much more painful way than you were expecting. It feels like there are certain things that, again, it's like there was one thing that you kind of wanted to cut out, but I feel like there's another thing that I feel like you knew at some point it was going to need to be cut out, but you weren't quite ready to let that go. And I feel like that part is what's really giving you this kind of heartache here. I feel like you are it certainly doesn't feel like you're projecting that energy outward, but I feel like internally you are really hurting right now. I want to say, Scorpio, I feel like there's a message here that, and I think you know this already, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a message here that when it comes to this situation, I feel like you know that in the bigger picture, those three cups that have been knocked over here, that it's going to lead to bigger and better things, that you're still on your way to do that. It's like all is not lost. And I feel that you know that, but it does feel like there are times that when you focus too much on those three cups, that it's like that's when the emotional side of this, or the emotional aspect of this loss, kind of gets charged up, or I don't know. I want to say like a reboot. It's like you kind of go back to the beginning of feeling all of the sorrow all over again. And it does feel, this may not be for everybody, but it does feel, Scorpio, that you're going to go through a couple of cycles like that before you kind of feel like you've mourned enough. And it feels like there's this tightness in my chest that feels like it's going to kind of well up. You know what I mean? And I feel like there does seem to be some energy coming from you that almost feels a little bit stunned by either the quickness or the, um, hold on for a second. It just feels like, yes, it needed to happen, but not like this. I feel like you know that there are people that kind of got hurt in the process, and not that you did anything that would make that happen. It just kind of feels like you know that there were some people that were, um, they were hurt as well in the process, and I feel like that was obviously not your intention. And I feel like any of the guilt that you're holding actually seems to be more related to the collateral damage people. Excuse me, I'm just working on my coffee here. Scorpio, I also feel that you actually seem to have planned whatever's happened here to a certain extent anyway. I feel like you kind of saved up for a rainy day, and I feel like you are so glad that you did, because that means that you still have these two cups behind you. So, in your heart space, we have the Five of Pentacles. That, of course, is the card about feeling left out, feeling left out in the cold, essentially. And I feel that, strangely enough, Scorpio, I feel like you have iced out other people. And I feel like it's like it's a necessary thing to do. I wanted to say like it's a necessary evil. Not that you're evil or anything like that, but it's like it's a necessary sacrifice here. And I feel like it's almost this energy of, even though you're the person that's icing these people out, I feel like at the end of the day, all of you are hurting at just as much. You know what I mean? I do feel on some level that it's almost like there seems to be, hold on for a second. There seems to be that you had a really strong connection with one of these people, that you, it's like the energetic connection seems to still be there. I feel like you are working on your way to closing that, or at least not ignoring it necessarily, but almost like no longer acknowledging it so that it gets quieter and quieter. If that makes sense. At the end of the day, Scorpio, there's no two ways about it. This is really hard for you. This is a very hard situation. It doesn't feel like it's taking you down completely. It doesn't feel like it's like it took you down, not out. And I feel like it didn't even take you as low as other things have before. Because again, I feel like you kind of, either you felt something on the way or you saw the writing on the wall, whatever it was, you knew that this needed to happen. I know I've said this before. I'll try to make this the last time I say it. Like, you knew it needed to happen. It just seemed to go much more painfully than you thought. So your actions or intentions towards your person, we have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands reversed. Interestingly enough, we have the Page of Wands up right here. I'm just seeing that. So Scorpio, I feel here that you are being really firm in whatever boundary you've set. I do feel that to some extent there is a bit of longing coming from you for this person. I feel like you may have felt that they would fight a little harder, or that it's like, you know what it feels like? I feel like you may have walked away from somebody here, and while you know that it needed to happen, it's almost like they seem to let go of you so freely that it may have called into question the, you know, validity of their feelings if they were able to let go so easily. I do feel to some extent, so I'm just going to have a bit of coffee here. Excuse me. I do feel to some extent that this is somebody that seems to be, um, they seem to be able to cut people off a little bit easier. They might have some really strong fire in their chart, um, fire and earth, I'm hearing. But either way, it feels like this is somebody that I feel like they may have seen the writing on the wall as well. I feel like they may have wanted to close this door for some time as well. And they seem to actually be really grateful that um, it seems like they kind of feel that they got not off scot free, but they seem to have feel that they got what they wanted in a way that they wanted it without anybody knowing. I want to say that they were the ones that. Hold on for a second. I'm starting to get something and I want to make sure that it's correct before I open my big mouth. It could be. This might be really specific. It doesn't feel really strong, so I don't think it's for everybody. But Scorpio, is it possible that this person may have manufactured or kind of put the wheels in motion to create a situation where they were able to come out, at least in their mind, looking like the good guy? That's kind of how it feels. I feel like they put something in motion to make this all happen. I feel like whatever the situation was, they may have been done with it longer than you were. It just feels like they feel they had to put some sort of strategy in place so they could have a clean exit kind of thing. I feel like you have zero intention of going in and talking to this person. You have zero intention of bringing any more passionate energy to them. Um, it does feel like you may watch them for a while. I feel like if you see this person move on relatively quickly, it's like um, it may be that may not feel very good. It may make you feel a little bit unloved um, because it seems like maybe the relationship went on a bit longer than it needed to, and I feel like this person may have checked out but didn't actually leave. And I feel like that's when it ends. You may be feeling like, well, was I even important to this person? Because they seem to have moved on so quickly. And that doesn't even mean that they've moved on with somebody, but they just seem to be like happy out there living their life. And you're here dealing with this loss. So, on your person's end, we have the Hierophant here as what's in their headspace. So, it is another five. So, there definitely are some changes with your person, but I don't know how this person was able to detach or disconnect from you so quickly. It feels like I'm, I don't even want to say this. I think they're glad you're gone. And I'm sorry if that is a painful thing to hear. It feels like this person may have gotten other things started, or it's like maybe they, not a, another romantic relationship or anything like that. It feels that they seem to be reevaluating something. I feel like they aren't turning towards this situation. They're not mourning it. It doesn't feel like they are even recovering from it, which is a confusing energy, seeing as, where you are. It's just confusing to me as a reader. I feel like this person, I'm sorry to say this, Scorpio, I feel like they feel relieved. They seem to feel that uh, they've kind of got a monkey off their back here. And I'm not saying that because I agree with them. That's just the energy that they're in. They seem to feel like they got out of a situation and they seem to be looking at it like they have planned something here and they seem to be quite pleased with themselves. And I feel like they seem to be looking at the situation like they would be able to use this strategy in the future. It's almost that energy of, um, for example, when you're, young, if you steal something like a pack of gum or something and you don't get caught, or if you are caught, there's no consequences, and you're kind of like, well, I could just do that again. You know what I mean? Because there's no pushback, there's no resistance, there's no consequence. And I feel like this person might be looking at things in that way, that like they got away, and I'm not to minimize this situation to being a pack of gum, but just to illustrate that what I'm seeing here, it's like they got away with stealing a pack of gum, but it's like to them, it's like, no, no, it wasn't just a pack of gum. I feel like they got away with the whole damn store. It's like they feel that they were able to get exactly what they wanted in the way that they wanted it. And it does feel like they were able to do a little bit of damage along the way, and they seem to be getting some satisfaction out of that. So, um, we have the Three of Pentacles as what's in your person's heart space. Um, I, I'm sorry. Listen. I might be saying some things that are really hard to hear, so I apologize, Scorpio. But I feel like your person has legit completely moved on. I feel like they are looking for new opportunities. It's like they're looking to kind of take on new challenges. I feel like they are looking, out into the future, and it feels like to them like they're ready to start their life again. They're ready to get moving. I feel like they're kind of looking for the next adventure. I do want to say it doesn't necessarily feel that this person is looking for romance. Um, not to say they turn it down, but I don't feel that that's actually what they're looking for. I feel like they're looking for something to learn. They're looking for something to kind of expand their mind. I feel like they are, um, I want to say they're on a path to, I want to say, get back to being themselves, but a better, improved future version of it. They seem to feel that this is a really healthy move for themselves. There's this bit in there that's like they're kind of taking a little bit of delight in the suffering that they've caused. They seem to feel like maybe in this situation, it doesn't necessarily mean it's through a fault of your own, right? But I feel like the dynamics in this situation made your person feel that they were powerless, and they seem to be getting off on feeling that they are now in power because I feel like they know that you still must be hurting, that there still is, like, even if you're not projecting that energy, they know. The Queen of Wands, when they are in the positive divine energy, it's an amazing ally. It's someone that will fight for the people they love, that care about them, that will stand up for them. But when they are not in the divine version of this energy, it's a very different. It's someone that is, a formidable enemy. It's somebody that would be able to kind of plot behind the scenes and make things happen without anybody knowing it was them. And I feel like there may seem, going back to this card, how it was saying that like there's some collateral damage here. I actually feel that collateral damage was this person adding insult to injury and making them feel like they're back in control. They're back in the power seat here. And it does feel like they don't carry any guilt, they don't carry any shame. It doesn't really feel like they're, going around telling anybody that, like that was what they were doing. But they definitely feel like they feel really satisfied. They feel like they have somehow balanced the scales. That's not to say that they did, but that's how they're feeling. They feel justified in every single thing that they did. I do feel that there are some things that they said. It's like there were some instances where I feel like as soon as it came out of their mouth, I feel like they knew they shouldn't have said it. And, but I feel like they are just kind of like grouping all of that sort of stuff and chalking it up to like, well, it's almost like in the same way that you're looking at it, like this was a necessary sacrifice, but it didn't have to go this way. I feel like they're looking at it like, well, I kind of wish maybe I could have handled that better, but seeing as I got what I wanted in the end, You know what I mean? It's almost, well, like, I can't change it now. Like, they're just not taking any, it's like they're acknowledging that they did it, but they're not taking responsibility for the ripple effect that it's had. I feel like they may not actually be aware enough to realize how many people they hurt in with that ripple effect, how many people it's affected. And I feel like they don't really have any intention of turning around and looking at that. So I think we're gonna pull one more card because I kind of can't leave it there for you. Can we get some advice of what Scorpio can expect? A message of hope for them. What does Scorpio need to hear? So we do have the Sun of Wands, which would be the Knight of Wands. Wow. We have the Sun or Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Whoops, with the Knight of Wands. So here's the thing. What's really interesting is that I feel like someone is going to be really happy that you are available. I feel like this person is going to be, it's like they might be kind of looking at you with a little bit of side eye, only because they're looking at you like, are you really done? Is it really cool? Are you really ready to, sorry, one moment, please. Sorry about that, Scorpio. So I feel like this person is kind of giving you a little bit of side eye. I feel like they seem to be um, almost a little bit nervous, not because they're approaching you or because they're nervous of you. It's like they're nervous, like, um, have you really closed out that cycle? Are you really ready? Like they really want to know if what they want to offer you is, um, it's almost like if you're ready to not just accept it, but appreciate it for what it is. I feel like this person seems to want to play a role in, um, I almost want to say like leading you out of a dark place. I do want to say, Scorpio, um, it is possible, may not be for everybody, but it is possible that this person may be somebody that um, may try to manipulate you, um, more because it's like I feel that they see that you would really fill a need for them. And it does feel that there's a, obviously judge for yourself. Scorpios usually have a pretty strong intuition. So there's a message here to really look at this situation and make sure that this person is offering you something genuine, that their heart is in the right place. Because I feel for some of you, it's like they may just be coming in to see if they could even get you. You know what I mean? It's like they'll come in, they'll get you, and then when they have you, they'll kind of be like, oh, you know what? Maybe not. I feel like that's where this Knight of Wands energy is coming in. The Knight of Wands is someone that's like in and out, very passionate. And I don't feel that this person will present with that energy. Um, it does feel that there's something that they are trying to take advantage of here. I'm just going to get one of my mini decks. 1 second here. What is that? What is that really? Another Page of Wands. For the love of all that is holy. Okay. Wow. Yep. Then we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the Queen of Wands. Jesus. Okay. Sorry. So, I feel like there's a message here that the way for you to know what this person's intentions are, I feel like because they come in with this kind of romantic, passionate energy, they may want this to pick up really quickly. And I feel like if you approach this person in the way that actually feels right to you, which is like, okay, let's get to know each other. You're trying to make sure that you're closing out this cycle and that sort of thing. I feel like if this person is genuine, I actually feel like they may put the romance to the side a little bit, or it's like they'll be more than happy to kind of give you time and space to heal from the past situation. Um, And I feel like if they seem to keep pushing it or they need a lot of attention, a lot of admiration, it's like they may be looking for you to um, kind of fawn over them. I feel that they may know that in your past relationship, you were a very good partner, you were a strong partner, you were a supportive partner, someone that was really focused on the relationship and nourishing it. I feel like they may want what they think you'll give them. If they really want you, they'll be okay with going slow. If they want what you can give them or what they think that they'll get out of it, I feel like they'll come in, not get you, and be gone. So I feel like taking it slow, which is kind of what it looks like you would want to do anyway, that's would be is like because of what's going on, that would be best for your heart because I feel like you're not quite ready to open up to somebody new just yet. I do feel that that's kind of the best way for you to see if this person is right for you or not. Because I feel like some of them may have the right intentions, um, but I feel like that kind of flirty, maybe a little bit, not non-committal, but it's like they might duck and dodge those questions for a little while. Not even that they are not wanting to commit. I feel like they just kind of want to know where you stand before they jump. So either way, taking it slow is going to make sure that you don't get played here. And I feel like a lot of you are like, that's not going to happen. And like, yes, I can see that. There just is a little message of support here with what you were going to do anyway. Here's what's interesting with your person. We have the Wheel of Fortune here, and I do feel that things may not work out as well as this person hoped. I feel like there may be things that kind of um, that they may have expected to turn out in a certain way, and I feel like it kind of falls to pieces at their feet. It doesn't feel that they necessarily, want to come back or want to do, anything like that. But I do feel that it's like when they're looking at something that's fallen to pieces at their feet, I feel like they look at it and they're like, oh, yeah, that's karma. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. Um, I do feel to a certain extent that this person may be kind of keeping an eye on you when it comes to social media and stuff like that. Not a like, stalkery sort of thing, but from a distance, they may be kind of keeping an eye on that. Um, I do feel at some point that this person may want to extend a friendship to you. And I kind of feel that by the time that comes around, um, it's like they might send you that message or whatever. Uh, I feel like when that happens, you kind of don't see the point in it. Doesn't feel like you're in an angry, oh, my ear's ringing. Sorry about that. Still ringing. It doesn't feel like you are, feel for some of you, you might not know how to feel about it. Um, and of course, that'll be, dependent on your individual situation and what your intuition is leading you to. I do feel that they may kind of do that, but it does feel, unfortunately, for a lot of them, that they might just be doing that because they need a bit of a boost. They need an ego boost and feeling like they can come back in and get your attention again. Or it's like they may not even want your attention, they may just want to get back in your headspace. So it's like they'll send you that message hoping that they're going to, that space that they were taking up in your head, I feel like they want to, it's like that room may have been vacant and they want to fill it again. And I feel like you actually are mentally strong enough to not allow that to happen. So, with that said, I'm sorry that this reading was a little bit longer, Scorpio, but that's what's come out in the cards today. So, if this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. I do want to say I will be doing the mini weekly reads for Sunday. But then the longer reads, like these ones next week, I may not have time to do them. We're all heading back to school on Monday. So I will definitely let you guys know on a community post. I was going to say in the community section, but I'll let you know there if I'll have time to do those reads on Sunday. So that's what I have for you today, and have a great month. Bye.